Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aintree Racecourse here on Friday. It is April the 13th, 2018. Gonna look at all the races on today's program from Aintree, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Also join me tomorrow here on YouTube for my Grand National Preview. It's gonna be a very long video. I like quite a few horses, and you can only get those tips here on YouTube. And also join me here on YouTube next Tuesday through Thursday for the Craven meeting from Newmarket. It's an excellent week of racing coming up, and if you're interested in American races, 3 weeks from tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby, so join me on YouTube for that. But today's card from Aintree looks very wide open. A lot of the races I'm giving out multiple tips because it's just, it's very hard to choose one horse. So let's get on to it. 7 races to look at. Starting off with race number 1, the 145. The 145, it's the Grade 3 Alder Hay Children's Charity Handicap Hurdle. The Grade 3 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $101,500. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 20 horses going the distance of ground of 4,000 meters or 2 miles and 1/2 over the hurdle course. My top pick in this race, well, not a top pick. I'll give you 3 horses that I think, could get a piece of it. Those 3 horses are going to be the 5-horse Spirit of the Games, the 7-horse 3 Musketeers, and the number 9 horse, Low Dirk Spirits. So I have 2 horses here that have spirit in their name, but we're going to need a lot of spirit for this race. But starting off, the first horse I'm talking about is number 5 horse, Spirit of the Games, 8-1. Bridget Andrews is on the Stan Skelton train, 6-year-old gelding by Darcy. Isn't the, off subject, but the show Married with Children, isn't the next door neighbor Marcy's last name Darcy? Marcy Darcy. But back to the subject of this horse, Spirit of the Games. His most recent outing came at the Festival at Cheltenham last month. 2 miles and 1/8 in the Grade 3 Randox Health County Handicap Hurdle. This horse finished 5th by 6.5 lengths that day. Didn't weaken out of it, but didn't advance either. Just stayed there. It was an okay run, but I think coming here to this hurdle course, which I personally don't think is as demanding as Cheltenham's, I do think this horse should run a big one, an improvement off his last one. Excuse me, shouldn't have chugged this Pellegrino before this video, but start before came on the 10th of February at Newbury, soft ground, 2 miles in the Grade 3 Betfair Hurdle. This horse had a decent 3rd place finish by 13 lengths. The 2 in front of her, or him, ran a little bit better, but this horse, was 3rd best. It wasn't a bad run. It was an average run, shall I say. And then 13th of January, Kempton, 2 miles and 5/8 in a Class 1 listed handicap hurdle. Horse finished 2nd by 3/4 length behind William Henry. This horse was jumping well, just missed at the end, but it was another respectable run. This horse's last one came at Linkfield in November in a handicap hurdle, winning by 1 3/4 lengths, a very easy victory. I like this horse here a lot, and at 8-1, I think this horse could get a piece of it, so watch out. Another horse I like here is the number 7 horse, 3 Musketeers, 15-1. Harry Skelton is on this one for Dan Skelton, 8-year-old gelding. This horse hasn't started since the 17th of January. That came at Market Racing. Heavy ground, 2 miles 5/8 in a Class 2 graduation chase. His first over the chase, well, not his first, but first over the chase in quite a while. He finished 2nd by 1.5 lengths. He just couldn't get that good closing kick at the end. Disappointing beat, but I think coming back to the hurdles today, where the horse is a little bit more accomplished, I think he should do a lot better. Start before on the 25th of November, my birthday at Haydock, 2 miles 7/8 in the Grade 3 Betfair Stayers handicap hurdle. This horse finished 9th by 49 lengths. Again, the ground was very wet. For some reason, it always seems like it's always wetter at Haydock. This horse just never was into that race. It wasn't his day to win. Before that, locally here at Aintree, 2 miles and 1/2 in a Class 2 handicap hurdle. His best race of the season. He finished 5th by 9 lengths. He wasn't going to catch the winners, but he didn't tail off either. He just stayed there. It wasn't it wasn't a bad run. And then before that, Chepstow in the Silver Trophy hurdle, he finished 14th by 21 lengths. Never was into it. But I think facing lesser quality horses in this spot with a good weight, getting Skelton up, I think this horse should run a big one, so watch out. Another horse I like here is the number 9 horse, Low Dirk Spirits, 8-1. Jeremiah McGrath is on this Nicky Henderson train, 6-year-old gelding by Westerner. This horse's most recent outing came on the 16th of March. That came at Cheltenham, soft ground, 2 miles and 1/2 in a Class 2 handicap hurdle. This horse finished 6th by 9 3/4 lengths that day. Just really, again, didn't quicken up with the rest of them, but didn't weaken out of it. Just stayed like my other 2 horses. I think today facing lesser quality horses on a race course. This horse really like. I do think this horse should improve. Before that, Newberry in the Betfair Hurdle, very wet ground. It was rated soft, but it was the heavier side of soft, I shall say. He finished sixth by 24 lengths and kind of just didn't do anything that day. It wasn't his day to win. The other horses were much the best. And then the Unibet Elite Hurdle at Wincanton, 2 miles 7 eighths in mid-November. Source finished second by 3 lengths. Jumped well, wasn't a half bad run. One thing that worries me a little bit about this horse is he didn't handle this race course last year. He ran in last year's Betway Mercy Novice Hurdle. He didn't finish. He pulled up out of it. He lost to Finnan's Oscar. This horse was just never there that day. But this year I think he's a more mature horse, and I do think he can overcome it by running a better race on this course this year. 8-1, I'll take my chances with him, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the first from Aintree, the 145, it's the Grade 3 Alder Hay Children's Charity Handicap Hurdle. I'm going to go with the number 5 horse, Spirit of the Games. I'm also going to use the 7 horse, Three Musketeers, and I'm also going to use the 9 horse, Low Dirk Spirit. So 5-7-9 for me here in the 145, the first race from Aintree. So now let's get on to race number 2. The second race, the 220. It is the Grade 1 Betway Top Novices Hurdle. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $135,000. It's for novice 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 15 horses going the 2 miles and 1/16, or about 3,300 meters on the hurdle course. Another race, I can't give you a top pick, one top horse, so I'm going to give you 3 of them that I think can win. Those 3 horses are the 4 horse Global Citizen, the number 6 horse Lalor, and the number 10 horse here, Scarlet Dragon. 4, 6, 10 in this one. But my first horse I'll be talking about is the 4 horse Global Citizen. Daryl Jacobs is on this Ben Pauling trained 6-year-old gelding by Akladine. This horse's most recent outing came at the end of February at Kempton. Good ground, 2 miles in the Grade 2 Dovecot Novice Hurdle. This horse won by 9 lengths that day. Was the 5-1 fourth choice. He just jumped well. He ran like the favorite that day. It was an all-around great race. That's a perfect kind of preparation before coming to a run at this race course. Because he did everything right. Before that, facing lesser quality horses at Southwell, 2 miles in a Class 4 Novice Hurdle. He won by 8 lengths, 44 cents a dollar. Again, he won very easily that day, but that was a lighter quality group of horses. And then at Huntington, yielding ground, 2 miles in Class 4 Maiden Hurdle on the 25th of November, my birthday. Horse finished second by a length that day. He was second best behind Clowndale Castle, who ran well, but like I said, second best, wasn't a bad run. I think here at 3-2 he could run well, but I'm not a big fan. I don't fancy his odds a lot, so watch out for him. I also like the 6 horse Lalor, or Lalor, whatever his name is. 15-1. Richard Johnson's on this one. This horse is coming off a run in the Betfair Hurdle at Newbury, 2 miles on the 10th of February. He finished 13th by 39 lengths and hated the ground, I think. Never was into it. Personally, I think this horse, he likes wet ground, but he doesn't like very heavy ground like you saw that day. Like I said earlier, the ground was rated soft, but it was more towards the heavier side of soft, I think. But before that, National Hunt Novice Hurdle at Cheltenham, 2 miles and 8th on the 15th of December. This horse finished second by 2 lengths that day and just missed. Wasn't a bad run. It was a very respectable race. And then a Class 3 Hurdle at Ascot, 2 miles, 24th of November. Horse finished third by 2 3/4 lengths. Just lacked a little bit at the end, but he jumped well than that. I think here he can run a big one. He did win the bumper at last year's Grand National meeting very easily. And here at 15-1, he's a horse you want to keep at your ticket. So watch out. I also like the number 10 horse here, Scarlet Dragon, 6-1. Wayne Hutchinson is on this one for Alan King. This horse is coming out of the Dovecot Novice Hurdle at Kempton a few weeks ago, same like my Global Citizen horse, but this horse finished second behind Global Citizen. Global Citizen ran a race of his life, I think, that day. This horse was just second best. It just wasn't his day to win. Before that, Newbury, mile 3/8 over the flat. Now, you have to remember, he was running over the flat in the Dubai Duty Free Legacy Cup Stakes. He finished 11th by 7 1/4 lengths. Was really never there. His best race over the flat over the summer was a 3rd place at the Glorious Stakes at Goodwood over the summer, and then he had a decent 2nd place finish in the September Stakes at Kempton. But over the jumps here, I do think he could run a big one. At 10-1, I like him quite a bit also, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the second race from Aintree, the 220, it's the Grade 1 Betway Top Novices Hurdle. Gonna go with the number 4 horse here, Global Citizen. I also like the number 6 horse, Layler, and I also like the number 10 horse, Scarlet Dragon. So now let's get on to race number 3, the 250 from Aintree. The 250, it is the Grade 1 Betway can't speak. Pardon me, I've been speaking for 10 minutes. But the start over. cut the 250, the 250 third race from Aintree. It's the Grade 1 Mild May Novices Chase. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $135,000. It's for novice 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 10 horses going the distance of ground of 3 miles and 1/8 over the Chase course. My top pick in this race, I'm going to give you 2 horses I think can win this race. Those 2 horses are the 1 horse Black Corton, and I also think the number 7 horse Terrafort can run a big one, so 1-7 for me. I might do a exacta box or a forecast box here between the both of them, and I might also do a small each way wager on both of them. But the first horse I'm talking about is the number 1 horse Black Corton. Bronny Frost is on this one for Paul Nichols. This horse ran at the festival at Cheltenham a few weeks ago. 3 miles in the RSA Insurance Novices Chase. This horse finished 5th by 17 lengths and just had nothing at the end. It wasn't this horse's day to win, but I think coming here to a lesser quality race and shall I say, a not so demanding course, I think this horse should run a big one. Start before in the Reynolds Town Novices Chase at Ascot, 3 miles on the 17th of February. Horse won by 8 lengths that day, 91 cents to the dollar favorite, and just jumped for fun. A very easy workout, paid workout it seemed that day. It was an easy race. And then the Quoto Star Novices Chase at Kempton on Boxing Day, he won by 1.5 lengths, another easy victory. Other than the Cheltenham mistake last time out, this horse has run well. I think this horse will be on the rebound at 6-1. I'll take my chances with this one. Along with the number 7 horse here, Terrafort, 5-2. Daryl Jacobs on this Nicky Henderson trained 5-year-old gelding by Marteline. This horse's most recent outing came in the GLT Novices Chase at Cheltenham last month, 2 miles and a half. He finished second by 7 lengths that day, and the winner, Shattered Love, ran a brilliant race. This horse was just second best, wasn't catching him, jumped well, but wasn't catching a horse in front of him. But before then, the Sicily Isles Novice Chase at Sandown, 2 miles and a half on the 3rd of February. This horse won by a neck and dug in very hard, had a great race that day. Even though it was a small margin of victory, it was a great run. And then before that, Huntington on the 12th of January, 2 miles and a half in a handicap chase. Horse won by 10 lengths, first star in the UK, first under the care of Nicky Henderson. It was an all-around easy race. I like him a lot here today. I don't like the price, but I like him a lot, so watch out for him also at the end. So to recap my bets for the 3rd race, the 250 from Aintree, almost at Cheltenham, but the 250 from Aintree, it's the Grade 1 Mild May Novices Chase. Gonna go with the number 1 horse Black Corton. I also like the number 7 horse here, Terrafort. 1-7 for me in the 250. So now let's get on to race number 4. The 4th race at 325. It's the featured on the program from Aintree. It's the Grade 1 JLT Melling Chase. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $337,500. It's for 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going the distance of ground of 4,000 meters or 2 miles and 1/2 over the Chase course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 2 horse, Cloudy Dream. I'm going to go 2-4-1 in the tricast, so the trifecta. My top 3, basically. So 2-4-1 tricast, trifecta. Top pick number 2, Cloudy Dream. 8-1. Brian Hughes is on this one. This 8-year-old gelding by Cloudings. This is the kind of race, the other races, the first 3 were races where I just couldn't find 1 horse to key in on. But this race, I did find 1 horse to key in on. Cloudy Dream, I think at 8-20 he can run a major race. His most recent run came in the Ryanair Chase at Cheltenham last month, 2 miles and 5/8, 15th of March. Horse finished 3rd by 13 lengths that day, and he just kind of hit the wall a few fences from the wire. Had nothing going up the hill. It just wasn't his day to win. But I think facing lesser quality, well, not so lesser quality horses, but on a fairer jumping course, I do think this horse can run a little bit better. You start performing the Denman Chase in Newberry's, 2 miles 7/8 on the 10th of February. Horse finished second by 12 lengths behind Native River, who won it incredibly next start out. This horse couldn't catch him again that day. He was just second best to a great horse. And then the Many Clouds Chase at Aintree, 3 miles and 1/8 on the 9th of December. Horse finished second by 7 lengths that day. And again, he wasn't going to catch the winner, who just ran a little bit better. But he's been up there at the end in all of his races this season. He hasn't won since the Future Champions Novice Chase at Era last April, but I think he's due for a big run at 80-1. I like him a lot. I think the 4 Horsemen, who's the favorite right now, is a very beatable favorite, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 4th race from Aintree, the 325, it's the Grade 1 Melling Chase. Gonna go with the 2 horse Cloudy Dream. I'm gonna go 2-4-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. Time for a quick drink break for my Pellegrino. This is not sponsored by Pellegrino, so I shouldn't show the label, but delicious. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. I could have cut right there, but then I would have had to edit this video, and then it would have been so annoying, and then it would took so long to upload to YouTube. So just keep that in. Let's get on to today's fifth race now from Aintree, the 405. The 405. It's the Grade 3 Randox Health Tofin Chase. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $189,000. It's for 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 30 horses going the distance of ground of 2 miles and 5/8, or 4,200 meters about, on the chase course. My top pick in this race, another race where I can't give one horse out, I'm going to give you three. Those three horses are going to be the 2-horse 007. I like the number 15 horse also, Bally Alton, and I also like the number 22 horse here, the number 22 Theater Territory. But the first horse we'll be talking about is the number 2 horse 007 or 007. I believe I packed this horse at Cheltenham last month. 7-1. Aiden Coleman gets the leg up for Nicky Henderson. He has the high weight in this race. His most recent outing came at Cheltenham last month, 3 miles and 1/8 in the Ultimate Chase, and I backed him that day, and of course he lost. He finished 10th by 34 lengths. He just kind of weakened out of it. It just wasn't his day to win. He should have improved, but he didn't. Start before Cheltenham, 2 miles and 5/8, and the Crest Nicholson Handicap Chase, Grade 3 event. He finished 5th by 21 lengths behind Frodon, and again, he just kind of hit the wall. And then Class 1 Handicap Chase at Ascot, 3 miles, 23rd December. Horse finished 4th by 11 lengths. He just couldn't get a good closing kick. But his race here at Aintree in this race last year was a good 4th place finish by 7 1/4 lengths. It wasn't a bad run. He jumped well, lacked a little at the end, but it was a respectable race. I think coming back to a race course where this horse ran a big one last year, I think he's on to something big here today. 7-1, watch out for him. Another horse I like here is the number 15 horse at Bally Alton, 10-1. Tom O'Brien gets leg up on this Ian Williams train, Elavero Gelding by Pierre. This horse's most recent outing came on the 15th of March. That came at Cheltenham, 2 miles and 5/8, and the Grade 3 Brown Advisory at Maribel Stable Plate Handicap Chase. Horse finished 4th by 7 3/4 lengths, and just kind of weakened out of it going up the hill. It wasn't his day to win. Before that Class 2 handicap at Kempton, Yielding Ground, 3 miles, January 13th. He didn't finish that day. He pulled up out of it. Weird race. I don't know if he just couldn't get that extra half furlong or a few furlongs. It just 3 miles might have been pushing it that day. But then 2 miles and 5/8 in the Grade 3 Caspian Caviar Gold Cup Chase. He finished 4th by 9.5 lengths. Again, he didn't quicken up the hill, but he jumped well over the obstacles. He just didn't have that good kick at the end. But he hasn't won in quite a while, but he's due for a victory. I like the way he's coming into this race. He should like the going. Watch out for him. Another horse I like is the number 22 horse. The number 22 Theater Territory, 10-1, gets the leg up of Sam Whaley Cohen on this Warren Great Rex trained 8-year-old mare by King's Theater. This horse's most recent outing came on the 24th of February. That came at Kempton, 3 miles in the Bet-Doc Handicap Chase. He finished 3rd by 7 3/4 lengths that day. And, he jumped well, lacked a little at the end, but it wasn't a bad outing. Before that, Cheltenham, 2 miles and 5/8 in the Class 2 Handicap Chase on the 27th of January. Excuse me. This horse finished 2nd by 1 3/4 lengths. Again, he just couldn't catch the winner, but he was definitely second best. He should like this going a lot. He should like the ground. He has a good weight to win here, 143 pounds. Watch out for him at 10-1. So to recap my bets for the 5th from Aintree, the 405, it's the Grade 3 Tofin Chase. Going to go with the number 2 horse here, 007. I also like the number 15 horse here, Bally Alton. And I also like the number 22 horse here, Theater Territory. 2-15-22 in the superfecta. I don't know why I'm coughing now. It's on my window. They're doing something on the street with the bulldozer, so hopefully the dust is not making me cough, but I have a feeling it is. After this video, I have to close this window. But pardon me if I start coughing during this video. Another drink break. That's what happens when you live here in New York City. They're always doing some kind of stupid work on the street, doing construction. But at least they're doing the work, I have to say, even though it is annoying. Some places here in New York City, they don't do the work, and the streets look shitty, but at least they're doing it, but it's still quite annoying. But today's 6th race, the 440 from Aintree, it's the Grade 1 Dunbar Sefton Novices Hurdle. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $135,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 14 horses going the distance of ground of 3 miles and 1/8 over the hurdle course. My top two picks in this race, I like the number 7 horse, OK Corral, and I also like the number 11 horse here, Santini. I know both those horses are lower prices, but I think both of those horses are the top two in the betting, or the top two best horses in this race. I can't personally pick between them, so I'm going to give you both of them. But this first horse we talk about is number 7 horse, OK Corral, 5-2. Barry Garrity is on this Nicky Henderson, trained 8-year-old gelding by Mauler. This horse's most recent outing came on the 16th of March at Cheltenham. Soft ground, 3 miles in Grade 1 Albert Bartlett Novice Hurdle. This horse finished second by 3 lengths that day. He just lacked a little bit going up the hill. The winner, a Kilbrick and Storm, just ran a little bit of a better race. Before that, on the 9th of February, Kempton, 2 miles 5/8, Class 4 Novice Hurdle. This horse won by 8 lengths. He was even money that day and just jumped for fun. A very easy workout. It was almost like a paid workout. A very easy race. And then at Newbury, 2 miles in the Class 4 Novice Hurdle. Horse finished second by 3/4 length. He just had a weird race that day. The final few fences weren't his best jumps. The running wasn't his day. It just wasn't his day to win. But I like the way he's coming into this race today. He should like the going. Watch out for him. What the hell are they doing outside? Make me cough. But another horse I like here is number 11 horse, Santini. 8-5. Nico de Boinville is on this Nicky Henderson trained 6-year-old gelding by Milan. This horse's most recent outing came on the 16th of March at Cheltenham. 3 miles in the Grade 1 Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle. Horse finished third by 4.5 lengths, and he just lacked a little at the end. It just wasn't his day to win. But if you take out that race, he was pretty perfect. Before that, he won the Ballamore Classic Novice Hurdle at Cheltenham during the preview day in January. Won that race by 3/4 length. Easy victory. And then before that, Novice Hurdle at Newbury, 2 miles and 9/16, 1st of December. He won by 4.5 lengths, another easy race, and he broke his maiden in a point-to-point very easily in England. I like him a lot here today. He should be on the improve. Watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 6th, the 440 from Aintree. It's the Grade 1 Sefton Novice Hurdle. I'm going to go with the number 7 horse, OK Corral. I'm also going to give you the number 11 horse, Santini. So now let's get on to race number 7, the 515 from Aintree. The 515, it's the Grade 2 Weatherby's Racing Bank Standard Open National Hunt Flat Race. Class 1 race going for a purse of $61,000. It's for 4, 5, and 6-year-olds only. Field of 20 horses going the 2 miles and 1/8 distance, or about 3,400 meters over the National Hunt Flat Course, which is the hurdle course without the hurdles, basically. My top pick in this race, I like the number 12 horse, Mercy Me. I'm just going to give you one horse for this race. I like him a lot. But 12, Mercy Me, Patty Brennan, Fergal O'Brien trains a 6-year-old gelding by Scirocco. Scirocco is best known for winning the 2005 Breeders' Cup Turf here in New York at Belmont Park. Had him that day and made a lot of money with him. That was 2005. That's almost 13 years ago now, which is... It seems like a century ago, but back to this horse. He ran in the bumper at Cheltenham last month, 2 miles, 14th of March, first start in a while. He finished 8th by 9.5 lengths, and he just never was there, way out of it. It wasn't his day to win, but I think second off a layoff here, he'll be a little bit closer, and I do think he can run well. His only other start came at Sandown, yielding ground, 2 miles in National Hunt Flat Race, Class 4 event. He won by 3.5 lengths. He just had a very easy, clear victory. I like him a lot here today. He could definitely stay the distance, sitting a little bit closer, 6-1. I'll take my chances with him. So to recap my bets for the 7th from Aintree, the 515, it's the Grade 2 Weatherby bumper. Gonna go with the number 12 horse here, Mercy Me. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow here on YouTube for my Grand National preview. Good luck, everybody.